भारतीय जनता पार्टी हर जगह अपना कंट्रोल चाहती है।
चंद लोगों के लिए लूट खसोट के अड्डे बने।
Is the Congress party's obsession with playing vote bank politics going to hurt its chances in upcoming state elections? Kerala, Bihar, Tamil Nadu for that matter. But why am I saying so? That is because the silence of the Gandhis are resonating inside the parliament and outside. Their silence over the Waqf board bill.
Now you ask Chidambaram ji will tell you.
But before I discuss why I think it is going to have a deep impact and possibly an embarrassing one in Kerala and Bihar, let's just recapture the episodes which happened inside the parliament.
मसला और बढ़ता जाए ये उनका उद्देश्य है।
आपको तय करना संविधान के साथ रहना है कि वक्फ के साथ रहना है।
जब आपका इंटेंट और आपका कंटेंट दोनों मैच करता है तो डर लगता है।
कांग्रेस जैसी कमेटियां नहीं, हमारी लोकतांत्रिक कमेटी है मान्यवर, जो दिमाग चलाती है।
कल को ये नहीं कहना चाहिए कि मैंने आपका सवाल का जवाब नहीं दिया है।
मैं इस पूरे सत्र में 55 सेकंड बोला हूं।
The Waqf board bill was put for discussion both in Lok Sabha as well as in Rajya Sabha, where one would expect that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who's made it a point of attending every single day in Parliament, except of course if she's been travelling, which she was not, and she's been very regular, she was conspicuous by her absence. There was a dilemma as far as the Kerala Congress MPs are concerned, but finally they broke that dilemma and both K.C. Venugopal as well as Haibi Eden did speak on the Waqf board bill. But the absence of the Gandhis or the silence relatively of Rahul Gandhi is a point of order. Why was Priyanka Gandhi Vadra not present during the 3 to 4 days of discussion? Nobody knows. She was not even there for the voting. She's not even tweeted, made no statement, and thereby giving a handle not just to the BJP but possibly to the Christian and the Muslim voters of Kerala. She should be worried because not just in Wayanad, where IUML has been an ally of the Congress party, much of Kerala, the Christian and the Muslim vote bank matter. And this is exactly the reaction which is now coming in from many of the Muslim as well as the Christian bodies, that why does she not stand up for us? But on the other hand, Rahul Gandhi is no longer an MP from Kerala, but someone from Uttar Pradesh. Why was he also not so forthcoming? He did not even speak, which is okay. He doesn't have to on every topic. But as an LOP, he can intervene. He did not even bother to intervene. In fact, he was not even there for most of the debate and the discussion. He was only there sporadically when it came to voting. That is because as an LOP, if you issue a whip, you have to be there. So let's double up now to understand how is it likely to hurt them. But more importantly, why is it that the Gandhis stayed away? Sonia Gandhi was very much there in Rajya Sabha, but again she did not speak. She stayed there towards the end. She cast her vote. She was there during much of the debate, but she went away. But when it comes to this confused state of mind, that is something which is so typical of Rahul as well as Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. At times that they decide that a constitution khatre mein hai, then they decide that religion khatre mein hai, then they feel that, it is very important to project yourself as a messiah of the downtrodden and the underprivileged as well as the minority community. But aren't the Christians and the Muslims belonging to the minority community? Don't you think one word from Priyanka Vadra or Rahul Gandhi would have actually made a difference? To be fair, Rahul Gandhi did tweet against the Waqf Amendment Bill, but that is also because he is a member of Parliament from Uttar Pradesh. But by and large, this dilemma and confusion within the Gandhi family, particularly Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, is because they want to put their foot in both the boats. On one hand, they don't want to antagonize the Christians as well as the Muslims, but that doesn't make a sense because then she should have spoken out. But on the other hand, she also does not want to hurt the Hindu sentiment. Now here is where the beginning of the problem is. When the Catholic Association of Kerala sent out a letter seemingly in support of the Waqf board bill, many in the Congress party were perturbed. And that is where the Congress party reached out to the body requesting them to rethink. That is when the Kerala Congress MPs also decided to meet to chalk out their strategy. From not wanting to speak and maintaining a silence to finally speaking, and that too only Haibi Eden, didn't make sense at all. Bihar has around 17.7% of Muslim population. This riff-raff, wishy-washy kind of a politics and catering to a vote bank for, say, from Priyanka Vadra, who I presume is going to be one of the most campaign faces of the state elections, perhaps is going to be utilized by the JDU and the BJP to highlight the point that you accuse us of being anti-minority, But where are you? Did you even bother to stand up for them? In fact, the BJP has already begun to say so. Now look at Bengal, again a substantial amount of minority population. If the Congress wants to make a comeback there, somewhere you take a stand, which the TMC has. Look at Tamil Nadu, their own ally, the DMK, was very vociferous on the floor of the House and even outside. But the Congress's response in both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha was more or less lackluster. And that is because the Gandhis themselves decided to take a back seat. And that is the point I'm raising. It's not the first time. Time and again we have noticed that the Congress's sense of confusion over what stand to take over the religious events to playing it safe has ended up hurting them. They boycott the Ram Mandir issue on the grounds that it's a government event. Then one part decides we must go for the Mahakumbh, then they decided not to go for the Mahakumbh because they felt that it's going to hurt the minority vote bank, which is important in Bihar, which is important in Bengal for that matter, and also in Kerala. But then they decide that the majority of the Hindus are also important and therefore they try to maintain a distance as far as Kerala is concerned and on the Waqf board bill is concerned. As a result of which, it's total confusion. Remember the triple talaq issue, and the biggest criticism which came in of the Congress party was precisely this, that you cater to the vote bank so much. You've always used them as a vote bank. Remember, the Prime Minister on every platform has accused the Congress party of using the minorities, particularly the Muslims, as a vote bank. And today, when the Congress party is once again looking at reinventing, when it's going to have that big meeting in Ahmedabad to restructure itself and to protect the constitution, the Gandhis' confusion and their convenient silence could end up hurting its chances in the upcoming state elections. But more than that, it could end up upsetting many of its allies like the RJD, like the DMK, and make them wonder that why don't you speak? Why do you always want to mind your language? Remember, on the Sanatan Dharma issue, there was a wishy-washy stand, seemingly supporting Udayanidi's talent, trying to accuse the BJP, and then they defer any kind of an India bloc rally in Bhopal, bang in the middle of the Madhya Pradesh elections, because they did not want the Hindu votes to be affected. You know, you have to make up your mind. Like the BJP is very much criticized, but it's very clear that Hindutva is our main plank. We are going to try and talk about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, but if the perception is of us being a pro-Hindu party, then so be it. At least that particular vote bank remains with us. In politics, the Maya Milina Ramwala syndrome is something which ends up damaging you. And is that what is going to happen to the Congress party? Has Priyanka Gandhi Vadra lost Kerala for her party by not speaking out? Is Kerala game over for the Congress is the big question I'm asking. But more than that, is you once again end up hurting your allies in the India bloc. Will it be the game over for the Congress party in, say, states like Bihar and Bengal, which has a substantial amount of minority vote bank or the Muslim vote bank as well? Do you agree with me? Do you think the Gandhi should stop playing safe? How long will you do that? Because this time the politics is all about taking a risk. Thank you so much for watching.